It just occurred to me, I'll just finish up on this with the Lyme disease. It just occurred to me there's one thing I haven't talked about, and that is the psychological effects of having Lyme disease and recovering from it. And what I would say is that Lyme disease is one of the few illnesses, maybe cancer would be the other one, I think, and it kind of reduces your spirit. It reduces you as a person to the smallest. You become like a small entity in existence. It reduces you. It takes away all your power. Your strength is gone. So you can't fight anyone. You couldn't defend yourself. You can't actually move around. So now you're a prisoner in your own body. So it reduces you to the mere basic of your existence, of your consciousness. You're reduced to just being a consciousness, and you're in pain all the time. So it really it humbles you, I would say. So I would say Lyme disease humbled me. Because before, I was actually quite how would I put it? Proud person. Sometimes perhaps a little bit arrogant. Had a big opinion of myself. I was good at my job. I was successful. So yeah, I thought something of myself. And I didn't really have much empathy for others, I would say. I'm being honest here. But Lyme disease, it tore me apart to pieces, and I had to rebuild myself up again. And now I would say I'm a completely different human being, because now I've become super sensitive to other people. If I see people in pain, or if I see someone with a handicap, I really feel it on me. Like it's like I can feel their pain, and I tear up, and I cry at sad movies now, which I never used to do before. I'm far more sensitive, I have much more empathy. I mean, a couple of days ago, I went for a game of golf, and I was driving back from the golf course, and a little baby duck ran out in front of the car, and I tried everything to avoid it, and it ran in the direction that I tried to avoid, and it was just crushed to death instantly. And I was just devastated. I was really just a little duck, baby duck. I felt like I'd destroyed something really precious in life. That I had destroyed this innocent creature. And the old Arthur before Lyme disease, I would have just carried on like nothing had happened. But I was absolutely devastated. I had to stop the car. I was sweating. I was shaking. This poor thing had died because of me. That's another thing that Lyme disease does. So in one sense, I would say that the whole struggle of surviving, going through the Lyme disease, trying to recover from it and actually recovering, I would say made me into a better person. And it's really strange because after that, I actually started having more nicer people in my life. I've got loads of good friends now. Before I didn't. I had a handful of friends, and I think when I think back, they were actually quite toxic people, really. But the friends I have in my life now are really positive people, and I think it's because I'm more open. Like my friends say to me, Arthur, you're so open and honest. You don't hold back. And I think the Lyme disease did that to me, because you're broken into pieces who you are, and you're rebuilt into a better, more empathic person, and I'm far more happier. And of course, I've lost a lot of fear. So in that sense, I would say it's actually been good for me. However, saying that, I don't think I could go through it again. I mean, if I contracted that again, I think I'd probably just end my life. I don't think that I'd have the willpower or the energy. You know, I'm 60 years old now, and how long ago was that? In 2015. You know, it's a long time ago, and it took everything I had. So I don't think that I could go through it again. To be honest, I think I would just end my life. Really, I don't know. I don't know, because you see, I found out, this psychologist told me. Here's another strange thing, isn't it? You know, that actually we don't remember pain. Did you know that? We don't remember pain. And that's really true. You know, it might sound strange, but it's true. I actually can't remember how bad that pain was. I can't imagine it now. And that's a really great thing. So if you have real pain now, I guarantee you won't remember it when you recover. So you just bear that in mind. But all I do know is I know that I don't think I could go through it again. And that's why, you know, it's so bad. I don't think I'd wish it on my worst enemy. You know, it really is that crippling. And, you know, there's talk about Lyme disease being designed, that it was actually a bioweapon because it came from Lyme, you know, the town called Lyme, and there was some kind of, um, you know, they say it could be because it's so lethal in a way. It's almost like it's been designed, but I won't go down that path. I don't know, and don't really care, because, you know, what difference does it make? You've got to still defeat it, haven't it? If you get it. But yeah, I would say that for me, it changed me into being a better person. But I wouldn't recommend that as a path to change yourself into being a better person. Because I mean, some people, you know, we live in a kind of like a seems that narcissism is everywhere. You know, we're living in a very narcissistic world because of the internet, and we could do with humbling people, really. And Lyme disease would absolutely humble you. There's no doubt about it. It reduces you to nothing. And you could, you know, you could. I know a lot of narcissistic people that could do with going through that, but I wouldn't recommend it as a way of changing yourself to become a better person, because I couldn't go through that again. But definitely, I would say it took away a lot of fear. I don't fear life anymore. I embraced life more than ever. I took up golf in a way, as a way of doing exercise to build my muscles. Found that I love the game. I'm good at the game. So one thing I've not mentioned, that it's true. There was a point in my life, my Lyme disease journey. There was a point where I did think about ending my life. There's no doubt about it. It was so bad. I remember I was lying on the sofa, because now I'm not sleeping with my wife because I'm so bad. She couldn't sleep, so I had to sleep on the sofa all the time. And I got this thought, you know, why don't I just end it all? Because I can't go through this. And that was a turning point right there. I thought, I've either got to fight this or die. You know, it's only two choices here, because I don't really want to live as a cripple, you know, in a wheelchair in pain all the time. That's no life. I'd rather just die. So I made a decision right there and then that I'm going to fight it. And I think it was because I read this, I think I read this story about a woman in it was South Norway, down by Stavanger, I think it was. And she was one of the worst cases of Lyme disease that I'd read. I think her name was Louise or something. And what she went through, it sort of spoke to me, because it was very similar what I went through. And she talked about having this spiritual turning point in her life where she thought, that's it, I'm going to fight it. And it was as though when she decided that, it was as though the immune system switched on at that point. And I went through a very similar experience to that girl. It's something about that girl's experience spoke to me. And I thought, if she can do it, then so can I. And by the next morning, I decided I'm going to fight this. So you see, it's not just a battle of, taking herbs, eating the right thing. You've got to have this thing in your mind. It's got to come from deep down that you can do it, and it's worth fighting. Because you think about, you have a normal illness like the flu, or if you break your leg or something, you know that you're going to heal, don't you? It's just a matter of time. You've got painkillers. But with Lyme disease, there's no actual time limit or whatever. So that's the thing with Lyme disease. It's not like, you have the flu and you feel bad and you think, oh well, it's really bad, it's a week and it goes by and it feels like a year, doesn't it? With Lyme disease, a year feels like 10 years. It's like, when is it going to stop? When is it going to go? When am I going to feel better? It's endless. That's why it's so tough. So you see, if you survive that, then you don't feel frightened of anything anymore. So that's the great positive. I have no fear. I don't fear anything anymore. I had loads of fears before. I would fear going to a party. I would fear meeting strangers. Now I don't have any fear at all, because that is the worst thing that can happen to you. So yeah, so that's the other thing I would say, is that the psychological effects of Lyme disease, if you recover, you will be you'll be a more honest person, you'll be a strong and emotional person, you'll embrace life to the full in a way that you've never did before. You will actually cut out people who kind of wasted your life, people who are toxic. You'll cut them out and you'll replace them with good people. So it really does transform your life. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I needed to go through that. I don't know. Could be I needed to go through that, but certainly wouldn't go through it again. No chance. I don't think I could do it again. But anyway, to anybody out there who's got Lyme disease, my heart goes out to you. I just want to tell you that you can do it. And literally you start taking minute by minute. I survived this minute, I'll survive the next minute. Then it becomes 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Then you survive an hour. Then you'll survive half a day. Then you survive a day. It's one day at a time. That's the way you've got to do it. Don't give up. You can do it. Change your eating habits. Get sleep. The most important thing, make sure you get sleep. Whatever it takes to get sleep, you get that sleep. And start with the herbs. And I guarantee if you follow, buy that book anyway, buy that book by Stephen Bruner. That's like Life Savior. Read that book, follow the protocol, and I guarantee within 2 months you'll start to feel better. So best of luck, everyone. So that's my Lyme disease story. I'll leave it there. Yeah, talk about strange. One of the strangest illnesses on the planet, I would say. I'm sure there's other ones, but I can only speak from my own experience. So anyone with Lyme disease, my heart goes out to you. If you want to tell me your Lyme disease story, I'm open to read it. Put it down in the comments below. I'm happy to read them. If you want any advice or tips, I'm happy to tell you. So I'll leave it there. All right, strangers. Speak to you next time. Take care.